You know how Jamaica Magazine enjoys taking you on journeys where you experience different facets of life and you learn? It's because ultimately we want to fuel you with the information to keep your lives in motion. Another journey is prepared for today, and as always, you're invited. For smooth travels, you'll need a transit toolkit, and the CPFSA Smile Mobile is outside. I'm Theodore Henry, today's driver. Welcome aboard Jamaica Magazine. Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, July 14. The landmark Sexual Harassment Protection and Prevention Act 2021 has been passed by the House of Representatives. The new bill was approved during yesterday's sitting and will now go before the Senate for debate. Gender Minister Olivia Grange reiterated the neutrality of the bill, saying it will protect both men and women in all environments.
This bill seeks to protect and prevent sexual harassment in not only workplaces and institutions, but also in accommodations, be they residential or business accommodations. Therefore, Madam Speaker, the landlord and tenant relationship is captured in Clause 11 of the bill.
All the recommendations from the Joint Select Committee of Parliament that was appointed to review the bill were included in the Act. Among the changes is the widening of the categories that can be sexually harassed, recognizing, for example, that one student can harass another and employers can be harassed by employees and vice versa. It also stipulates that victims have up to 6 years to make a complaint, and employers have a duty to keep a private and secure register of sexual harassment claims. The Ministry of Education has created an online portal for parents and institutions to access the 2021 Primary Exit Profile PEP results. Test results are expected to be announced later this week. Online registration may be accessed through the DPIS portal at parents.dpisonline.com. This portal can be used in addition to the usual modalities available for accessing students' scores and placement. Parents are being asked to visit the website using their child or ward's MOE school's email address as the username and date of birth as the password. The format to be used for the date of birth is year, month, day. Persons will receive an activation code to ensure strict confidentiality. The Grade 6 Ability Test component of PEP was successfully administered on May 26. Students will be placed in high schools using the scores of that test, along with the results of the Grade 4 performance task in language arts and mathematics that were done in 2019. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expressing cautious optimism that the country could record economic growth in the forecast range of 4 to 9%. Though actual growth figures are not available, the government projects that the economy will grow between 7 and 9% for the April to June quarter of 2021. 4 to 8% growth is anticipated for the 2021-2022 fiscal year.
I am cautiously optimistic that growth could trend towards the top end of the forecast range, given the higher than anticipated pace of our inoculations, our vaccination, the anticipated release of pent-up vacation demand, and the impact of the significant fiscal and monetary stimulus in the United States.
Visitor arrivals have been steadily increasing, with 164,000 stopover visitors in June. Despite the pandemic, the construction sector has recorded 3 consecutive quarters of growth. Growth was also experienced in other areas of the goods-producing sector, including a 7.1% increase in mining and quarrying. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will be conducting a research study on the knowledge, attitudes, and practices of salt consumption among the population. The project was launched yesterday and will be done in collaboration with the Caribbean Institute for Health Research with funding by the National Health Fund. The study seeks to obtain baseline data on salt consumption and salt content in package and restaurant food, as well as knowledge of, attitude towards, and practices surrounding salt consumption. It will also look at how salt intake varies by factors such as sex, socio-demographic variables, and other characteristics of the participants. Minister of Health Dr. Christopher Tufton says the study is part of the ministry's efforts to inform consumers on healthy lifestyle choices.
We have to tackle health from two perspectives. It has to be tackled initially from the prevention perspective, and the core of that is consumer information, and then policies that encourage or nudges health-seeking behavior. And these studies, these baseline studies that we're doing, including this one, is aimed at doing that.
It will serve as a key step in development of a national salt reduction program and will inform interventions to promote individual as well as population-level sodium reduction strategies as we seek to achieve this national target of a 30% reduction in salt consumption by 2025.
According to the National Health Fund, of the 17 non-communicable conditions it covers, hypertension accounted for 25% of its $5.6 billion payout last year. High salt consumption is known to cause hypertension, which leads to cardiovascular diseases such as stroke, kidney disease, cancer, and diabetes. A new fire station is to be constructed in Ulster Spring, Trelawney. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says construction of the fire station is to commence in August. Trelawney is now served by one fire station, which is in Falmouth.
If there is a fire in that section of Trelawney, your nearest response is either Christiana or Frankfield. And by the time the truck reaches there, it is only just a matter of either counting the loss or just trying to give comfort.
Mr. McKenzie made the statements at a recent special meeting of the Trelawney Municipal Corporation. The minister informed that the parish was to benefit from a fleet of 30 trucks purchased by the ministry. 15 are already on the island, and the other 15 are to arrive before September. And finally, government will be increasing the number of restorative justice centers across the island to 20. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck made the disclosure during the virtual launch of the Restorative Justice Facilitator Training Program on Monday. He says plans are in train to establish a facility at Marvelly in northwestern St. Andrew and another in southwestern St. Andrew.
I intend for it to be a major focus of my ministry because we believe that it can resolve a lot of the problems that we have in the country.
Justice centers have been established in every parish across the island. They are equipped to handle child diversion, restorative justice, dispute resolution, and other matters. The centers also serve as a point of contact for custodies and justices of the peace. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Motorists, when driving on the road, here are some simple reminders. Look out for and extend courtesy to all road users. Give plenty of room to pedestrians, especially in wet weather. Drive slowly. No bother wet them up. Slow down when approaching a pedestrian crossing or school, and always be prepared to stop. Remember, a school zone is a 30-kilometer zone. Cut your speed. Drivers of large and slow-moving vehicles should always keep in the far left hand of a dual carriageway. Keep it simple. Drive left and pass right. These are just simple reminders of your road duties. Drive safely.
A lot of things seem to be reopening for business in the country, and I, for one, have been seeing more motorists on our roadways. So for your daily travel, we've prepared a transit toolkit to help you enjoy a much safer experience on the road.
It could be the cause of a traffic holdup, disturbing the smooth movement of vehicles. It could be the cause of your arrest or punishment, where, depending on the degree of your offense, you're likely to be fined or jailed. It could be the cause of your physical injury, or that passerby having one less leg to depend on. Or it could be the cause of your life or someone else's. If you're realizing the grisly pattern here, then now would be the time to practice road safety. Road safety implies that measures are in place to limit or prevent road crashes or injuries to users of these thoroughfares. Road users include motorists, vehicle passengers, motorcyclists, and pedestrians. Measures for their safety include things like road signs, road codes, or even physical infrastructure.
On the traffic network, we have various road signs. So we have mandatory signs, and we have warning signs, and we have informational signs. So the warning signs are basically those signs that tell you that there is some impediment ahead, there is some issues ahead. So you'll see those are normally in the yellow and the black. So they will tell you that there's a traffic light ahead, there's an intersection ahead, there is a corner ahead, and there are other physical features ahead, or bridge, etc. We have the mandatory sign. These are signs that must be obeyed. If you disobey them, just know that you will be issued a traffic ticket. Those signs are normally red. They normally have a red in them. So keep your money in your pocket by obeying those red signs. So they are normally red and white, or red, white and black. But that's the common feature of those. Then you will see the signs that are informational. Some of them are blue, some are green. Those just tell you where you must go, how many kilometers away you are from a particular township or location.
Now, after you've had a careful look at road signs as you go along, knowing and understanding the road codes becomes just as important. For us, we've seen people disobey some of those rules more than others.
One of the critical road rules that we must understand is that, you see the speeding thing that we love? We need to cut it out. The faster you are going, and if you are involved in a collision, the speed at which the vehicle is going, that's the speed your internal organs are going. That's scientific laws, kinetic energy. The other one, serious risk factor, is the whole matter of not wearing helmet and wearing seatbelt. We have had too many drivers and passengers of motor vehicle parachuting out of motor vehicles. Another risk factor that's out there is the whole matter of cell phone usage. Those things can be distracting, right? So we need also to minimize that as best as possible.
Physical infrastructures have also been implemented to ensure a safer passage on our roadways. Observing all these measures becomes necessary because of the severe impact that disregarding them can and have had on our nation's people.
These crashes tend to occur on the road surfaces that are nicely laid. That is not to say that they don't occur on the bad roads, the road infested with potholes and bad. I'm not saying that. There are few occur on there, but majority of these fatal crashes are occurring on the nicely laid road sections. And when we look at what contribute to the crashes, we are seeing the human behavior being perpetuated, and we are losing a lot of our young people because of this situation. Must wear our seatbelt, wear our helmet. We have seen over 178 people dead already. Many were not wearing their protective gear. We know that. So we need to reduce those risk factors. We have been giving away our lives on the road, giving it away. COVID-19 has caused us to recognize the importance of following rules and regulations in order to try to keep ourselves safe. Because of COVID-19, the spiral of crashes that we were expecting to occur at night, it has reduced dramatically. But what we have seen is that there is still cause for concern, because in the day, COVID-19 has not caused drivers to be more careful as they drive on the road. Let us use that same impetus and spirit of wanting to live through Corona to wanting to live as we drive on the road, and not put ourselves at risk and not put other people at risk. Let us try to be each other's keeper in this season.
So, while on the road, let's help to protect her life, his life, their lives, and our lives.
My name is Emile Leiber. I'm the president of the Jamaican Bar Association. We are grateful for all the investment which has taken place in our technological infrastructure. In order to fully appreciate the benefits of the technological improvements, I think one has to have an appreciation of how things were before. So if you're an attorney at law who was situated in, for example, Montego Bay, and you had a matter in the Supreme Court, it could be a chambers hearing, could have been for a few minutes. You would drive from Montego Bay, come to Kingston, sit in the judge's chambers for perhaps 15 minutes, half an hour, and then drive back to Montego Bay. So you will see there very readily that 4 hours of productive time easily, and that's assuming you drove enthusiastically, would have been lost, if not more, without the benefit of the technological improvements. So we now truly have a system of justice which is accessible to practitioners throughout Jamaica as well as the individual litigants.
Since we're already on the road, it's likely that you may encounter a 30-seater mobile bus painted with an artistic brush that's quite outside the ordinary. It's one that's plastered with an initiative being powered by the CPFSA. Here's the CPFSA Smiles Mobile taking psychosocial care to wards of the state.
On the outside, it looks like any regular 30-seater coaster bus. Once inside, you quickly realize that there is more that meets the eye. Welcome aboard the CPFSA Smiles Mobile. The Smiles Mobile is a retrofitted 30-seater coaster bus. On board we have 2 confidential counseling areas where both officers sit. We have refrigerator and microwave on board. We have a sink area for the kids to wash their hands. We have filing cabinets where we store our files. The main objective of the Smiles Mobile is to screen those children who fall within the child protection system. And so we carry out our screening and interventions right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Today we've joined the CPFSA Mobile Mental Health Unit at one of their sessions at the Glen Hope Nursery in Kingston to witness how the Smiles Mobile provides a convenient and confidential safe space for these wards of the state.
Welcome. Come on in and have a seat. Today we're going to be doing some coloring. The children love the bus. When we visit the facilities, they're very excited. As you can see, it's very colorful, it's child-friendly, it's air-conditioned, and so it's a lot of comfort for them. And we provide this safe space for them so they can come on and express themselves, and we provide the necessary interventions as well.
All children within the state's care should be screened on an ongoing basis, and so we screen children on an ongoing basis. We have our regular screening where we screen selected facilities based on presenting issues, and we also from time to time have to respond to matters that are current in the news. So say for example a child was affected by crime or violent situations, we will go in and screen and do our interventions. We use several screening tools or instruments. One of our main screening tools from it was established in 2013 have been the Strengths and Difficulties Questionnaires, the SDQ. We also have an internally developed mental health screening tool, and this is a structured clinical interview that we do with each child. And we have several instruments from time to time to screen for anxiety, depression, and several other mental issues. Our interventions are informed by our screening results. And so from time to time, we may have to have interventions with the staff. We have psychoeducational interventions with staff, to enhance their capacity to deal with the children that we have. And sometimes we have individual interventions with the children on board, of course, and we also have group modality intervention.
The Mobile Mental Health Unit currently uses 3 SMILES mobiles to provide therapeutic services to the 52 government and private childcare facilities across Jamaica. Over the years, they have made progress and are seeing great results.
Well, we have seen a lot of positive results where when we do the screening and we identify the issues and we provide the interventions, we see where it has helped them greatly, where children have gotten better grades in school, there are less issues within the facility in terms of behavioral challenges and mental health issues. So the interventions have been really helpful.
And that's all we have for you today on the CPFSA SMILES Mobile. Our tour of the bus ends here, but its journey continues, bringing smiles and much needed therapeutic support to children in state care.
Of course, going on the road means that you should never leave your mask behind. Government continues to use the HOPE program to help fight against COVID-19 by allowing participants to produce reusable face masks. Take a look.
I graduated from Hope and Fashion Design Level 2. I'm currently studying Fashion Design in Level 3 at the moment. The course was about to finish March 31st, and it was put off because of the coronavirus. So now I'm here making masks. I'm here day on almost every single day, trying to make a mask, at least 100 masks to supply. So each day I'm here working.
When COVID started and when the outbreak started in Jamaica, we realized that we had no choice but to shut down all training, and especially by what we did at Hope. So we had community-based training, we had institutional-based training like you see here at this Heart Academy. When we realized what was happening with COVID and the need for wearing masks by the general public, we decided to recall some of these youngsters who had then been at home for a few weeks, not earning a stipend, not doing anything. So we recalled them and we put systems in place here, very, very strict controls to maintain the sterile environment, the sanitizing processes, and at the same time to have them making these masks.
Making these masks, these HOPE program masks, these can basically benefit Jamaica by preventing the spreading of coronavirus. And I live by the philosophy where there is hope, there is life.
The Heart Trust Garmex Academy on Marcus Garvey Drive has become a tenacious player in the island's fight against COVID-19. What started as an initiative to engage numerous unattached young people enrolled in the Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program has begun to bring hope to countless Jamaicans. The team of approximately 25 HOPE trainees 10 instructors, and numerous volunteers, is tasked with the daily target of producing 1,000 reusable fabric masks that will be supplied to some of the less fortunate among us.
The masks are made and supplied. We try to get them to the most vulnerable groups. So we send them to infirmaries, to children's homes. We send them to other social workers groups that are out there working in the communities as we speak. We have provided these masks to the Ministry of Health, social teams that are deployed. But there is also a number of corporate entities who have come to us because they're on the front line. Food service, for instance. As you may be aware, Island Grill was one of our biggest supporters and encouraging us to do more and get more of these masks out, and they were the first ones to come on board.
Colonel Rickman, through his ingenuity, started the manufacture and design of the Hope mask, and we naturally turned to him because of the ongoing partnership that we had. And this is our way of saying thank you. So we have brought our team down to, go ahead and feed the interns and anybody else who might have been participants in producing these things for us.
I hope it's an example for others to follow suit. I invite other entities to come on board with us, donate some masks. There are entities now who are buying masks and allowing us simply to give it away.
Each mask is sold at a cost of $350 and are done to exact specifications.
We reach out to the Bureau of Standards as well as the Ministry of Health to look at various materials, various makeup and the design of the mask. And I'm happy to say that these masks that are made by Hope, they're made with material that are already water repellent or moisture repellent, but it's made with a level of comfort. It's in 3 layers so that it significantly reduces the possibility. So it's not a guarantee, but it significantly reduces the possibility of moisture and vapor to enter into the system. Or for those who may have the virus, if everybody is wearing it, it will protect them from passing it on as well. All of these masks are made in the Jamaican colors, as you can see. And they're made because we wanted to inspire a sense of, that we as Jamaicans, we're all in this thing together. The masks are made by these young persons who would otherwise have been doing nothing at home. So they're earning a bit of a stipend whilst they're making these masks. They're doing something good for the country. They're in their own way, they're contributing, they're giving their own service back by contributing, making masks, albeit for a small stipend.
Starting a program changed me. Right now, I want to become the best fashion designer there is, if there's such thing. And I'm just here working to the best of my ability to gain more experience and strengthen my skills, and just let it take place from there.
The stipend is the starter for me. So the stipend basically started me. So now I own my own business, and the business name is For Your Glory Design. And now I can fetch for my family and myself.
I'm more confident in sewing than before because I can do a lot more than I could do before, like pattern making, jacket suits. I'm actually making masks in my community also. I'm selling them in my own community. Yeah. So fashion is a good thing for me, and Hope did a lot. Trust me, it did a lot for me.
We're always powered by the need to keep researching, compiling, and presenting to you credible and useful information. So while today's journey ends here, there's more new information coming right to your screens tomorrow. While you wait though, you can always bring JIS through the rest of your evening by watching past episodes on our YouTube page and of course, visit our website, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.